Welcome to my class, and today we're going to learn Unit 8, Looking Back. And firstly, I will give you some pictures about a location, or more specifically, a continent. So you have some time to look at it and guess what that continent is. 3, 2, 1. And if your answer is Africa, then you are correct. So here are some pictures of safari in Africa, and it's uh, it it's basically a zoo, but in this case, the animals are not locked down in cages, and people will visit these safari in cars for their own safety. So, for everyone who is interested in animals, this is a great way to interact with them as close as they can. So let's get into the exercise. You'll be given some words and put those words in the passage below to make a full passage. You have some time to do the exercise. Please feel free to pause the video to do the exercise. Great, let's check. But first, let's go over the words given. We have touring, safaris, breathtaking, experience, tickets, holidays, expeditions, and travelers. So now let's check. If you dream of getting close to the wild side of the natural world, then join our wildlife tours. We offer classic wildlife safaris, exciting expeditions, family holidays, and tailor-made holidays. Our adventure holidays to Africa range from a week touring Kenya to the ultimate African adventure, traveling from South to East Africa over 1 month. Perfect for families, groups of friends, or solo travelers. Our safari holidays aim to offer you an incredible wildlife experience. And remember, nothing gets your heart beating faster than hearing lions roar at night. So those are the answers. At 1, we have safaris. 2 is expeditions. 3 is holidays. 4 is touring. 5 is travelers. And 6 is experience. Next, we'll learn about a compound noun. A compound noun is basically a noun that is made of 2 or more words, and you can form it using the following combinations. The first one is noun with noun. So, for example, toothpaste. And then we have noun with verb. In this case, the example is rainfall. Next, we have noun with particle, passerby. Verb with particle, checkout. Verb plus ing with noun, driving license. Or adjective with noun, or in this case it's greenhouse. Particle with noun, we have underground as an example. And lastly, particle with verb, we have output. So those are the types of compound nouns that can be formed using 2 type of noun, either noun, particle, or verb or particle. So let's do some exercise to learn more about it. Form compound nouns from the following words, then fill the gaps to complete the sentence. And the words given are holiday, out, jet, arts, check, sun, classes, over, take, maker, stop, lag. So let's do it one by one. Here are some pictures to go with it. So number 1, travelers who cross the Atlantic from New York to London often suffer from blank for a few days. So in the blank we can fill it with jet lag. So here jet lag is the compound noun. That is exercise number 1. Let's go to number 2. And here are some clues. We would like to remind all guests that checkout is at noon. So the answer is checkout. You can look at these pictures to get some clues. We didn't fly directly to Australia. We had a one-night stopover in Singapore. Singapore here is the answer. Then number 4, it is irritating that some movie stars wear their blank even in church. So in the blank here we have sunglasses. Number 5, someone who is away from home on holiday is a holiday maker. Lastly, number 6, because of the bad weather, there were no takeoffs from an airport this morning. So let's go over to article, and there are basically 3 types of article. The first one is the indefinite article, or a or un. And then we have definite article, the. And lastly we have zero particle. Indefinite articles are something that the listener doesn't know about yet, or it describes what something or somebody is like. In the definite article case, it is when the listener knows what the speaker is talking about, or when the speaker specifies what or who they were talking about. Or it's also for things that are the only ones, or it is very unique. Definite article is also for the word or things that are around us. So basically it's the things that you would know, or something that's special, or in this case something that you are talking specifically about, or something that's very vast and that affects everyone, specifically the world that you're living in. And lastly we have zero article. This is used for meals, months, days, special times of the year, or with name of people, places, or subjects. It also goes with geographical areas, lakes, mountains, and islands. So here is the exercise. Find and correct the mistakes. And in this case, the mistakes are about things that we just learned. So we have some time to do the exercise. Please pause if you feel free, if you want. Okay, let's check. Number 1, the mistakes are sun and UK, and the correct answer is the sun and the UK. My aunt and uncle love the sun. They stay in the UK in summer and visit friends in Australia in winter. Let's go to number 2. Not much is known about how brain works. And the answer is the mistake here is brain, so we will correct it with the brain. Not much is known about how the brain works. Number 3, bicycle is among the most efficient machines invented by man. So the mistake in number 3 is bicycle, and the correct answer is the bicycle. The bicycle is among the most efficient machines invented by man. Let's go over next questions. Take your time to do it, please. You can pause if you want. Okay, let's check. Number 4. They plan to launch expedition into interior of Australia. And the answer or the mistakes in this question is expedition in interior. And the answer is they plan to launch an expedition into the interior of Australia. Number 5, the mistake in number 5 is long trip, and we correct it by adding a in the front. If you want to go on a long trip, you should prepare properly for it. Number 6, I'm very interested in the history, not history, especially history of Asian countries. So there's a mix-up here, so you should swap it, and the correct answer is I'm very interested in history, especially the history of Asian countries. So in number 6, they're talking about history in the vast era, in the vast meaning of everything. But in the history, in the second history, they're talking about the history of Asian cultures. So it's something specific. So you would add the in the front. Let's go to the next exercise. Rewrite each sentence so that it has a similar meaning using the words in capital. So here is the example. My sister studies at university, and the word given is a. So the answer is my sister is a university student. So it's your turn. Let's go over exercise number 1. The journey was terrible, and the word given is what. So you would write it back like this. What a terrible journey it was. It was is obligated if you want. Sorry, it was is not necessary, so you can cut it out if you want. Next questions. Our hotel was lovely. It was by the sea, and the word given is stayed. So we have 2 answers for this question actually. And number 1, it is we stayed at a lovely hotel by the sea. Or you can write the lovely hotel where we stayed was by the sea. And number 3, we have I watched an interesting program on TV yesterday. The word given is the. So there are also 2 answers. The program which or that I watched on TV yesterday was interesting. And the second answer is the TV program which or that I watched yesterday was interesting. Number 4, the sentences. The guitar my friend has just bought is old, and the word given is un. And the answer is, my friend has just bought an old guitar. Number 5, she needs to travel to Kyoto on business. The word given is trip, so we have she needs to go on a business trip to Kyoto. So here are some clues for you to make full sentences, and you can do it at home. Like, so what would you like to do or not to do on holiday? So you can. This is basically a game. You can go from the starting point here, go camping, and make sentences with the action that is given. So I would like to go camping, and then I would watch the wildlife. Next, I will visit a museum, and then I meet the local people there. And I also visit historic places. The next day, I'll do handicraft and just spending time relaxing and lazing around. Or I can even make new friends in my neighborhood, or go to a theme park next. And lastly, I cook some meals for my family. So that is an example of what you could do with the actions or the activities given. So feel free to choose whatever you like. And that is it. That is the end of today's lesson. Here are the homework. Do exercise number 3 and review conditionals type 2. Thank you for your attendance, and I'll see you again in the next exercise, in the next lesson. Goodbye.